All right, welcome to the program. It is called One on One as always, and of course, previously we had announced that we'll be hosting the Director General of the ICT, or definitely the Director General in the Ministry of Youth and ICT, but he's running late. And as a backup plan, he will be replaced. That is, Mr. Didier Ngurimfura will be replaced by Magnifique, Migisha, who's the communication person at Ministry of Youth and ICT. We are hoping that he'll be able to tackle some of the questions that we had prepared earlier on for Mr. Didier. And so welcome to One on One.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nangwe.
Thank you so much for being here. Now, definitely the aim of this discussion today was to also highlight the progress that Rwanda is making so far towards becoming an ICT hub, because this is one of the things that is in the ambition of the country in Vision 2020, on top of being an ICT or knowledge-based economy. So we would like to know the reality versus the ambitions. You know, what do we have on the ground versus what we aim to achieve so far. So today, if we're looking at what we've been able to achieve so far, you know, a few years to 2020, what can we touch on and say that these are the achievements we've made so far in this line?
Thank you so much, Anangwe. So, and we thank you for inviting us in the contact studio. Mm-hmm. Going back on the question you asked on the progress made, a lot has been achieved in the ICT sector. As you know, the ICT is an enabler, is boosting other sectors. You can see ICT is used in, is boosting the education sector. ICT is boosting various sectors. Health is boosting agriculture. You can see that nowadays many Rwandans embrace the use of ICT. And going back on your question, we can see, for instance, how citizens in Rwanda, they embrace the use of phones. You can see how they are using phones in their daily lives. You can see how they use it to send to use for the mobile money. We can see that they embrace the use of ICT, and it's a great achievement if you see how the penetration of mobile phones. Now it's 72% mobile penetration, and it's used in communication. It's used in to access various services, and I can go on how they can access various services. You know, the e-payments.
And is this, or are these achievements that you're pointing out or counting, are they as a result of what the ministry is doing, or is it an inevitable change that is sweeping across the continent or the world, you know, of the use of technology in terms of the mobile phones for sending money and doing all those things that you've said? Would you say that these are things that have been done solely or majorly under the stewardship of your ministry?
First of all, you know, the vision of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Paul Kagame, is that ICT can be boosting the development of our country. And you can see many initiatives which put in place so that Rwandans can, in the last 20 years, we can see that ICT is driving many things in our country.
But then looking forward, you know, with just a few years to achieving the Vision 2020, as we look at this kind of projects that you're saying, what can we touch on and say that these are the areas that we're doing fine, and these are the areas that we still need to work on if we really want to achieve this vision of becoming an ICT hub for the region?
Thank you, Anangwe. So we can see on how ICT is helping to boost some sectors. We can see on, for instance, on finance sector, where people are sharing money via mobile platform. We can see how this time young children starting from primary school, they are using computers, you know, the OLPC program, where you are starting from the primary school. Young children can use computer easily, and we can see, for instance, in agriculture sector, where citizens can access or prices, e-soko, where they can get prices of various commodities. That's how ICT is being helping Rwandans to live easily.
I think we understand that your DJ is around, but of course, as the communications person, since we've already started, we'll definitely have to continue, because at least I'm sure you have some grasp in some of these things that are going on today. But mostly people are saying that access to affordable internet is still an issue. If we're saying that we want to be an ICT hub, then getting internet should be something that is very easy and affordable. Today, most people could be celebrating about the coming in of 4G, but the cost is still an issue, where some people are saying that it is still expensive, and we still don't see even the need or the urgency of using 4G and not going to 3G, which we've been accustomed to. So let's talk of the issues of cost. What do we plan to do from the ministry? When you sit in boardrooms, when you sit with your directors, when you sit with your DG, when you sit with the minister, what are some of the things that are being talked about in line with making internet affordable from what it is today?
Let's start on how internet is now. That now the internet penetration stands on 25%. You know that many Rwandans are using internet in various services. And going back on your question, the 4G LTE has been launched in Rwanda last year, and since that time many ISPs are providing the internet to their customers, mainly the 4G, and recently the cost of 4G has been reduced.
How many are offering the 4G? Because the question I'm asking you is leading towards the issue of competition, because when there is less competition, when it comes to those people offering a certain service, then there's a likelihood of a monopoly where people don't care. Those who are carrying this 4G or supplying the 4G probably feel like we are the only ones doing this, and so we can dictate what we want in terms of the numbers of amounts.
All ISPs in Rwanda are providing the 4G internet, and most of them, their clients are accessing that services. Also in this time, we can see many public places, for instance, some places where people can access the free Wi-Fi. That means how people embrace the use of that 4G LTE, and some clients who got that service, they said it's a better service. You see that the problem of you talk about the problem of the price. I think most of the ISPs are reducing the price so that many Rwandans can be affording it.
Reduced. Let's talk numbers. What do you mean by reduced? What are those reductions that you're talking about as we speak right now? When we have someone listening today and they usually consume the internet and they've been complaining about the cost, what are you telling them today that is in line with the reduction that you're talking about?
Recently, some companies reduced the cost of the 4G LTE to 70%. And what they said, those companies, those ISPs, they said the number of their customers is growing after reducing the cost.
So that you feel is going to help penetrate the penetration levels for the users of 4G?
We hope that many Rwandans will now afford the 4G.
But at 25%, with only 5 years or less to 2020, 25% of penetration, basing on the numbers you've given me, we are not even near half of the penetration. How are we going to achieve this?
There is some good programs we can. Let me give the example of the Visio program. It's a program where Rwandans will be able to afford some devices at the low cost, where they can pay in installments. And now the program will be launched very soon, so that you can afford a good smartphone at a lower price.
Who's going to run this project?
That project is under the Ministry of Youth and ICT with various partners including some telecom companies and some other companies which will be provided those cheaper phones to citizens across the country.
Is that the solution? Is that the solution to the impending vision? Is that the solution for us to achieve this vision of being an ICT hub? Is that a solution?
This is among solutions, because there are other programs available to help citizens afford or use ICT easily. But that's the first issue. When you have a device, for instance, you have to use, when there is the 4G LTE, you need a device to access it. So this is one of the main solutions to boost the use of, to boost how people are using devices and use the available connectivity so that they can create businesses. For instance, when you go in some districts across the country, you can see how people create the business through ICT.
But then when you bring in the issue of people through in the districts, we still have an issue of those who are still saying that we are still not able to access some of these services because of electrification issues. We have schools that probably have been having challenges. I'm sure something has been put in place to replace the electricity, which might not be there, but there is still an issue with access to electricity, which is still needed to be able to enjoy some of these services. And so when you say that in the districts or in the villages, we have people already enjoying ICT services, how can you justify that to someone who probably has been reading and has been seeing those kind of challenges being highlighted out here?
I was giving you the example of how citizens in various districts are using ICT. And when you can see in those districts, you can see how people are using it. And another solution is that citizens will be able to get it through the Visio program. Citizens will be able to afford the digital devices powered by solar powered, so that they can use those digital devices without using the usual electricity, but using the solar.
Let's rewind the tape a bit and go to the issue of the definition of this whole issue of ICT hub. You know, some people have seemed to be using the word, you know, throwing it everywhere. Rwanda wants to be an ICT hub. It's part of our vision of being an ICT hub, a regional hub when it comes to ICT. What exactly do we want to do when we say we want to be an ICT hub? How are we going to do it? What are we looking at? What do we really mean?
So let me also talk a bit on the Smart Rwanda initiative. That's the initiative which will be helping us. When we started the show, I informed you how ICT now is changing people's lives. You can see how in the health sector, in various sectors, this time as to be an ICT hub is that ICT is driving everything. And this will be boosting the production. And that's the importance of using ICT. When you are a journalist, you can access information anytime as you are doing it, as we are. For instance, you can get now the show can be live on your YouTube channel and live also on radio. That's the power of ICT. Because back in 20 years, we were not able to broadcast live, and now it's easier. That's the importance of ICT, how is it changing our lives, how it's helping us in our daily work. That's mainly the importance of it.
So where's the hub part in your explanation? Because it's important to understand what we say. It's important to also get to contextualize whatever statements we make when you say that we want to be an ICT hub. You've mentioned possibly the importance, but where is the regional hub aspect or part in your response?
So mainly it's how we as Rwandans, we are embracing the use of ICT in our daily work. So everyone, we know that ICT is helping me in what I do on daily basis. That means that it's a hub where you can see that ICT is helping you in everything. Also, ICT will be helping to create more jobs. As everyone wants jobs, it will be, as we said earlier, ICT is helping us in many things. And we can see some testimonies around here where we can see how someone is living for ICT and is giving jobs to many people.
How?
So before, someone was living for instance, for farming. By this time, for instance, young people in Rwanda, you can see young innovators. They are using ICT to create more jobs. You can see how some young innovators, they are there working on some apps so that they can make money. So that's how ICT, mainly among young people, ICT is helping them to live.
You bring in the issue of young people, and it brings me to the point where I think probably I'll understand if you're not able to answer this, because probably you need an official position on that. But then the question here is also straightforward, because we all know that we all are supposed to train a tree while it is still young, if we want it to bend, if we want it to grow and it is straight. And there's always been an argument that we don't seem to be putting more emphasis in the schools, in the young people, like in forms of either inter-school competitions on issues of science and technology. In other places, we have things like Science Congress, where people or students from different schools compete to come up with technological ideas or concepts or applications, and then it is competed on, they grow to a national level, and then at least there is recognition, and with this recognition you spark a growth, you know, of that mindset of ICT from the time that these kids are young. Today we see older people, like the girls in ICT or the girls in technology, trying to struggle to at least bring on board young ladies into this technological field. So what is the government doing, or what is the Ministry of ICT doing, or is supposed to be doing in the coming days to make sure that we at least see some of these things coming to work?
So, Anangwe, there are some initiatives to help young people to know how they can use ICT to make money, or to create jobs. We can go, we have a program called Youth Connect. It's a program to help young people get opportunities. Last time we are organizing many competitions. We go in universities, so they apply, then later we award them. Recently we organized the Youth Connect on human, the young people produce some mobile apps to help citizens, for instance, to access fire services, and we award them. Then later, most of those young innovators, they go back and set their business. Now we have like 6 young innovators who are running their businesses. You can see some of them in the Kigali City. I think if you want, you can visit them and ask them how the Youth Connect help them to know what they know. And now the competition took place last year, and now they are making money. So those initiatives, and we can give an example of K-Lab, where young innovators go there and got the connections, they network with some good innovators, and now they come up with good ideas. So those initiatives will be implemented, and the Youth Connect competition will be taking place on annually, so that we can get many young innovators and they can know their talent.
And that's it. It ends there. What more do you do? I mean, apart from just, helping them, rewarding them, do we stop there? What more can be done, or what more is being done?
So we are organizing the monthly ICT campaigns across the country. On monthly basis, we go countryside, where we go in various schools, and where citizens and children in schools in that location, they know the importance of ICT. They got training. There is, the ICT buses for 2 days. Citizens in district, they go and get skills in ICT, and also children in various schools, they got training. That's how young people are natural to embrace the use of ICT at a tender age.
Right. So due to time limiting factors, I'm going to give you a chance to just tell us anything that we've never heard or don't know about the government's plans when it comes to the progress of achieving this goal of being a regional ICT hub. Tell me something I don't know that I need to know.
Thank you so much, Anangwe. As we are ending up, Rwanda is hosting the Commonwealth e-Governance Forum, which is taking place on 24th and 25th this March. And this shows how Rwanda embraced the use of ICT mainly to boost the e-governance. It will be a bigger forum where delegates from across the country will be attending the 2-day forum in Kigali. And this will be a great platform where Rwanda will be showcasing some major achievements in the ICT sector, but mainly in e-governance.
Okay. Thank you so much, Magnifique, for sitting in for your Director General, who walked in a bit later, and so we could not be able to have him on the program. But thank you so much for sharing with us some of the information that you've shared. The platform is open. We'll definitely have more time next time for the Ministry of ICT to talk to the Rwandans and all those of interest in issues of ICT. Asante sana for your time. There you have it. Thank you so much, Magnifique Migisha. He is none other than the communications person at the Ministry of Youth and ICT. He was sitting in for the Director General of ICT, Mr. Didier, who could not be able to make it on time on the program due to unavoidable circumstances. But we definitely thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Let's keep the conversation going. Use the hashtag 11RW. Let's keep in touch. My name, as always, is Eugene Anangwe. Goodbye for now.